Jason Darling, President of AIA Potomac Valley. Welcome to our 2020 Design and Leadership Awards. We're here to honor the winners of this year's Design Excellence Awards, as well as our 2020 winners of the Key Medal, Emerging Leader Award, and our scholarship recipients. I'd like to thank the architects, developers, landscape architects, owners, and others who participated in this year's Design Excellence program. I know it's not easy putting together all of those entries, but I also know it's a great way to share the immense sense of pride we have in our work.
I'd also like to offer a special thank you to our 2020 AIAPV Design and Leadership Awards sponsors, whose support for tonight's event is greatly appreciated. Mask and Sketch Contest sponsor, LSY Architects and Laboratory Planners. Benefactors, Think, Make, Build, and Montgomery County Planning. And contributor, Macris, Hendricks, and Glasscock, PA. We truly appreciate their support of this program. We also want to thank AIAPV's annual partners, who support our programs and events throughout the year and are integral to our chapter. We thank all of you for your support. Now, we'll honor this year's winners, and the first group we'll recognize is our 2020 scholarship winners.
Hello, this is Bo Green. I have the honor of being the president of the Potomac Valley Architecture Foundation, or PVAF. Our mission is to promote educational and community outreach on issues of architecture and sustainability. If you would like to donate in support of PVAF's efforts, I would direct you to the AIA Potomac Valley's website. One of our most rewarding initiatives is our annual PVAF Scholarship Program, which helps local architecture students defray their education costs. Normally, we hold our ever-popular spring golf tournament, yet this year, due to COVID concerns, we instead conducted an online fundraiser. The community really rallied to the cause, and $3,500 was raised, which will go to architecture students at Montgomery College. The winners were chosen on the merits of their academic performance and dedication, and their demonstrated leadership skills. We are proud to recognize our 2020 scholarship winners and wish them great futures in the field of architecture.
Now, we present the 2020 Key Medal, AIA Potomac Valley's highest honor. Named for Paul H. Key, a founding member of our chapter, the medal recognizes those who have made an exemplary contribution to the architecture profession. Nominees may be nominated under 3 different categories: service to the profession, architectural advocacy, or leadership. I am pleased to announce that the winner of the 2020 Key Medal is Larry Frank. Appropriately, Larry is being awarded this award under all 3 categories, only the second time this has happened in the history of the Key Medal. We are proud to extend our hearty congratulations to Larry on this honor.
Hello, it's an honor and a privilege for me to have nominated my partner Larry Frank for the Key Medal of the Potomac Valley Chapter. I've known Larry for more than 30 years, since in fact he was a student of mine at the University of Maryland, and he came to work for me. It's always concerned me that Larry's only worked in one office in his professional life, but it seems not to have inhibited him at all in his talent and his management skills, which are enormous, as he has led the firm for the last 5 years or more. He has been active in the AIA for at least 25 years, and it's very important that people like Larry rise to the occasion of looking after our profession as he has done, and I'm delighted to be able to recognize that commitment on his part, which, as I say, has existed for quite a long time, both at the chapter level and at the state level. The governance of AIA chapters is a critical task. He's done a terrific job of it, as he has done an amazing job of managing our practice. So again, I recommend him highly, and I'm delighted to be able to do so. Thank you very much for this privilege.
Good evening. I'm Melanie Hennigan, a former 2-time chapter president of the Potomac Valley AIA, and also someone who is a big believer in an appreciator of Larry Frank. We're here tonight. I'm here tonight to introduce Larry Frank and to honor him and to congratulate him on being this year's Key Medal Award winner. Larry has given the Potomac Valley Chapter and the state of Maryland AIA a lifetime of service. His design work, his work with nonprofits, his work in sustainable design, his work in single-family and multifamily housing, his work to help make housing more affordable throughout the region has just been exemplary. Larry really has led a life of service. He's helped advance the profession and be an advocate for the profession with our surrounding communities. For all these reasons, we want to celebrate Larry, congratulate him, and thank him for a lifetime of service. Without you, Larry, it would have been very different these last 20 and 30 years. So thank you, congratulations. We're so honored to be honoring you this evening. Congratulations, Larry.
I'd like to begin with some thanks. First, I'd like to thank the component leaders and all the component members. I'd also be remiss if I did not thank my partners Ralph, Brian, and Sean. And of course, every architect knows that our work is truly a team effort, and I'm very grateful to the many talented people with whom I've worked and continue to work with today in our new remote format. Lastly, I would like to thank Cindy, my wife, and my 3 daughters, Samantha, Sarah, and Elise. Without their love, support, and willingness to let me take time from them to practice, I would not be here today. I'm very proud and honored to consider you all my colleagues, friends, and family. I was once told that there are 3 key factors to our work life: the where, the who, and the why. The where is the place, the space where you work; the who, the people you work with; and the third, the why, the work itself. Most of us are fortunate to have a work life with at least 2 of these 3 elements that are working well for us. I'm among the very, very fortunate to have all 3. I've got a great office full of great people, now virtually, and we get to change the world. We dream it, and we make those dreams reality. Whether those dreams are spaces, places, or environments, we get to do it. Now, shifting our thoughts for a moment, how about these times? 8 months ago, we were working, moving forward in a number of positive ways. I'm not saying it was a perfect world, but for many of us, we had work, we had our health, and we had a way forward. Boom! We now have 3 major challenges, 2 of which have been tormenting us for some time: climate change and the struggle for social justice, equity, inclusion, and now the pandemic. As architects, we've been fighting to make buildings responsibly that respond to an environment with respect to climate change. It's not an easy battle, but we struggle. As many of us have been working on issues of social justice and equity and diversity for a long time. As architects, we have firsthand knowledge of how unfair restrictions have created unfair divisions in housing, zoning, access to food and marketplaces, and the list goes on and on. This cannot be lost on us. And now, the pandemic, with its disruption, continues to be a trigger stimulating us to action. The virus wreaks havoc and reminds us how those of us who have to do with less are unfairly punished. The virus has hit our economy and changed the way our everyday lives work. Our profession is generally fortunate to be among the critical businesses, and we have the ability to work remotely. We must remember this and be leaders in our communities and be a voice of conscience, compassion, and a source of courage. We are agents of change. We have the opportunity, the tools, and the passion to lead the way. We are lucky to be in this position. We need to listen, learn, and search the options to forge ahead, looking at the myriad possibilities, helping others envision those possibilities, seeing the built form, and making those changes. We are the critical instruments that provide the direction and drawings that allow these results to be achieved. The Black Lives Matter movement of today has reminded us that society has not yet fulfilled the goal of creating a more perfect place. Our past actions and their impact on society cannot be ignored. We need to act to change these situations and make the playing field equal for everyone. Nothing I'm saying today is original. We all know this already. But we are in this field because we love architecture. We love buildings and spaces. We are in this field because we can see and we can interpret. That's what we need to do as architects, planners, and humans. And just remember, we are resilient, just like the buildings, spaces, and places we design. Everything's upside down right now, but we need to study the problems. We need to learn how we can make these environments and spaces better. We need to do this to be good members of our communities. I have great hope for these tasks, and more importantly, I know we have great strength to meet these challenges. I know that we can all be leaders or be hardworking followers when the cause is right to make a better world, making better buildings, spaces, and places for everyone. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sandy Worthman, Executive Director of AIA Maryland, and I'm here with several of our board members, past and present, to offer our sincere congratulations to Larry Frank on receiving the AIA Potomac Valley Key Award. Larry's been an outstanding member of our state board for many years, representing well the members of AIA Potomac Valley and architects throughout Maryland as a key contributor on our legislative committee. This is truly an award well-deserved. Congratulations, Larry. It's now my pleasure to introduce AIA Maryland 2020 President Matthew Ormsby.
Thanks, Sandy. Yes, Larry, congratulations. Well-deserving honor for you. You've been a great resource in many, many years to the state board. 3-term president, which I don't know if that'll ever be broken. Thanks again and congratulations. Chris, you want to share some?
Sure. And hi, I'm Chris Parts, a director on the Maryland board from the Baltimore chapter. As many people say, Maryland is America in miniature, and so goes AIA Maryland, with representatives from each of our 3 chapters. Larry has been a steady and thoughtful voice on the board from the Potomac Valley Chapter, serving not just once, but almost multiple times as AIA Maryland's president, representing member issues, providing thoughtful insight on student and intern architects' voices, and speaking to issues of practice, and always willing to step up with legislative matters. Larry is a strong voice for our community, someone who's enriched the impact of what we do. I wish to congratulate you, Larry, on the Key Award, and thank you for your continued service to the profession. And now I would like for Dan Bailey to share their thoughts.
Hi, my name is Dan Bailey, Board Director and past President of AIA Maryland. It is an honor for me to say a few words on behalf of this well-deserved award for Larry. It has been my privilege to have known Larry for over 10 years as a fellow board director. I quickly recognized that this was a colleague with significant talent, intelligence, insight, and passion, all cloaked behind humility and a great sense of humor. Most importantly, this award underscores Larry's career-long commitment to the professional community. While these professional traits are impressive, I personally know Larry as an individual with integrity, compassion, and kindness. These traits are what truly make Larry a gifted architect, a gifted human being, and a person that I am honored to call my friend. Congratulations, Larry. And now I'd like to turn it over finally to, to Joel Fiedler. Thanks.
My name is Joel Fiedler, a director and past president of AIA Maryland. And Larry, what can I say about you that hasn't already been said? I had the good fortune to follow you as president of AIA Maryland the second time. And from that experience, I learned that once is enough. Once is definitely enough. But probably more importantly, I learned about civility and hearing all sides of an issue, and ultimately about service to the profession, which you embody fully. It has been a pleasure to serve alongside of you on the board. And with the rest of AIA Maryland, we say,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now it's time to announce the winners of the 2020 Design Excellence Awards. Hi, I'm Scott Knutson, Chair of the Awards Committee, and I have the honor of presenting the awards this year. This is a celebration of the work that you, the 600 members of AIA Potomac Valley, do every day in furtherance of our mission to create design excellence and a better environment through leadership in architecture. Our awards recognize both the most innovative and the noteworthy achievements from among the entries submitted. This year, we added a soft launch of AIA National's Framework for Design Excellence so that the entrants could also describe how their projects addressed those issues and values. Our colleagues at AIA Maryland, in their Design Awards video for this year, did an excellent job of explaining the significance to architectural design of this framework. So if you want to learn more about it, we encourage you to go to their YouTube channel. Each year, our local entrants are juried by a group of our peers from another part of the country. The reviews are done blindly so that the jurors do not know who the firms involved are. The applicants self-categorize their projects by building type, but the jury is not required to award in each category, nor is there a minimum or a maximum number of awards at all. Of the 56 applicants this year, the jury felt that 12 were of such high quality that they deserved a Design Excellence Award. We'd like to thank the members of this year's jury. Roy Decker, who was the chair, was joined by Matthew Cadle, Shannon Gathings, Michael LaBeouf, and Brandon Pace. They come from Mississippi, Florida, and Tennessee, and I encourage you to look them up because they've done amazing work themselves, which is quite inspirational if you're not familiar with them. We are especially indebted to Roy Decker because in addition to chairing the jury, he participated in an extended interview with me about many aspects of the architecture profession in general and of design excellence in particular, including some interesting insights into our applicants this year. We only have time to share a few snippets of that conversation in today's program, so you'll be able to find the entire interview on our website, along with a copy of tonight's presentation. So without further ado, here's a short clip from my conversation with Roy Decker discussing how the jury viewed design excellence and determined which projects to award. Following that, you'll learn the winners of the 2020 Design Excellence Awards and then hear more from Roy about his views on the present and future of architecture. Thank you.
Design excellence is, let's talk about the criteria just for a second. The three criteria that you all asked us to jury the projects by, starting first, design excellence, second, sustainability, and environmental mature considerations, and the last, in a way, I call it social good. You called it community benefit or community connection or value. Those are three categories that at the point of the second round of jury, we collapse into one category. Design excellence is a comprehensive characteristic of great projects that includes social and environmental justice considerations. It includes sustainability and energy efficiency and an intelligence about the way a building connects to its environment, and it includes a command of the variables of making a building, everything from the formal design structure all the way down into the technical resolution of detail.
Well said.
So at that point, we collapse categories and begin to talk about comprehensive performance, the idea that design excellence is a resolution and a celebration of those characteristics. So, so the nuance, so you're looking at nuances that are not really marks against the project, but nevertheless.
And so that starts to help separate honor from, merit and citation and
exactly.
Not quite
exactly.
award.
Yeah, or and then environment. We talked about comprehensive performance. So all glass building may not be the best choice, for energy efficiency, right? But there may be other reasons that it's all glass. So, you start to look at if we're talking about design excellence as comprehensive performance, you start to look at nuances of pluses and minuses making up that aspiration that we're looking for high honor, or in your case, the high honor being the gold award. And then to try to scale those projects, which ones are maybe as flawless as we can see, but based on what we have, and then those that might be really, really good, but maybe a couple of things that might have been a little different, So anyway, we go through that process, and we eventually get down to then deciding on the award list, and then making the distinctions about the levels of award. And usually the high award projects are very clear and very fast, because at that level, the 56 projects, to have 2 or 3 projects that just stand out is pretty normal. The architects hit it out of the park. And then to have a group of others that are honor or merit to follow makes a lot of sense. I can tell you that you have 3 categories: 4 categories: gold, honor, merit, and citation. And the jury chose not to use the citation characterization at all. We felt like it didn't have any distinct meaning from merit. We couldn't say there was a notch down from merit. We felt like in 56 projects that had merit. We had 2 gold awards, and then we had some honor awards, and then we had some merit awards. At that point, we felt like we captured the spirit of the awards program.
Merit Award to the George by Bonstra Hairsign Architects. An existing 5-story mid-1960s office building had reached the end of its useful life. The building width, ideal for residential use, and location in a transit-rich district made it a perfect candidate for adaptive residential use and a model transit-oriented development. The LEED certified design incorporates 80% of the original brick facades, paired with a carefully selected palette of new materials, and knits old and new into an integrated composition. A strong vertical tower at the northwest corner highlights the entry, with residential lobby and leasing office providing an active, lit, 18-hour presence to the street. The jury commented, "Reusing existing buildings is one of the most sustainable acts that owners and architects can make to support a healthier environment. This project is an extreme example of reuse and transformation. The architects capitalized on all that was existing and transformed the site and building into a great place to live." The jury noted the excellent organization of the exterior massing and articulation that gives this project a modern presence. Merit Award to City House Renovation by Donald Lococo Architects. In the historic district of Kalorama, a 3-story brick city home is renovated and added to. A dark conservatory form is added continuously along the back of the house, solving circulation issues and adding space for a breakfast room. The addition references conservatories designed during the time, while the distinction between the original historic home and the new contrasting addition is clear. The jury commented that this home renovation and addition is an excellent example of understanding the context of the host building and building upon it to create a project that is greater than the sum of the parts. The exterior utilizes a dark classical language to delineate these rooms as pavilion forms and give the addition a unique expression separate from the Georgian brick home. The care and precision the architects used in crafting the plan elevated this project beyond the others. The result appears as if it's always been there. Merit Award to Woodlawn Museum at Woodlawn Manor Cultural Park by Mish Bose Architect. This project rehabilitates a 3-story bank barn from 1832 and an adjacent 1897 carriage house as a museum and visitor center at the Woodlawn Manor Cultural Park. The design challenges were 1, to link these historic buildings in a natural and accessible manner on a challenging multi-use site, and 2, to stabilize the historic agricultural building and make it safe for visitors and the multimedia museum exhibits. The result is a project which fully utilizes the historic site and buildings and provides a unique educational resource. The jury commented, "A lovingly thoughtful preservation and adaptive reuse of the original barn and carriage house. Historic preservation is important to our culture because it helps tell our story. We appreciated the care and sensitivity taken within the original barn building. The intervention felt at once modern and historically appropriate. The decision to locate some program into the adjacent carriage house was a smart move which allowed the barn to take top billing. A very thoughtful preservation project which creates a proper setting for a history that needs to be remembered. The key to the success of this project was the thoughtful dispersion of the program between the stone barn and the carriage house." Merit Award to Rambler Redux by Studio MB. This reconceived rambler for a family of 4 drawn to the neighborhood's wooded lots has been reconfigured within its original footprint to meet contemporary living needs. A new second floor, covered and uncovered courts, and a lower terrace overcome the original layout's small, dark spaces, and the added wood-clad and glass boxes bring natural light deep into the home. A lower terrace was created to allow full utilization of the lower spaces. The new house remains within the previous footprint, completely transformed into an open, airy, and contemporary home. The jury commented, "Really amazing transformation. Some of this project's best moments are when it engages the exterior natural environment as a participant to interior space. With 2 moves, the interior inset to capture an outdoor court and the addition of the light monitor to transmit a volume of sky, daylight and nature animate the modest interior and grant the home exceptional character." Merit Award to Writers Center by McInturf Architects. A 2-phase renovation brings the building up to current standards for users, including full accessibility. Phase 1 reorganized the lower level, largely uninhabitable spaces were recaptured, and offices, classrooms, and restrooms were reconfigured, brightened, and rejuvenated. Phase 2 updated the front of both the house and the building. A porch ramp stair assembly was layered onto the facade, playing off the original structure in a lighter vocabulary. The jury commented, "A beautiful transformation of an existing building into a modern civic place. The interiors are well thought out and crafted, reinforcing the transformation. The incorporation of daylighting through all of the interior maintains the late modern feel of the existing building. We appreciated the humble interior renovations and the restraint the design team used in exterior alterations." Merit Award to Backyard Retreat by MCD Studio. This adaptive reuse created a much-needed ancillary space for respite and mindfulness that is separate from the existing home. The new space became a serene retreat that serves as a home yoga studio, office, and an area of rest. The new retreat space features reclaimed wood, skylights, and a new folding glass doorway, which provides a seamless integration with the yard behind. An oasis hidden in plain sight now serves the family in a way that the garage never did. The jury commented, "Sometimes it's what we don't do that's important. This project stays close to its original makeup, respects and even brings some detailing forward, but also reorients the garage into a new use for a new time." The jury loved this modest transformation of a historic but undersized garage. The challenging times we now face have given new importance to projects which bring new life to underutilized spaces like this. Merit Award to New Carrollton Branch Library by GWWO. For over 40 years, the New Carrollton Library has been regarded by patrons as a prominent center for learning and community collaboration. This full interior renovation and addition breathes new life into the two-story brutalist-style structure, creating a welcoming, technologically rich facility that reasserts its place as a community anchor and meets the needs of today's library patrons. The jury commented, "A dramatic transformation of a tired building. The new entry acts as a welcoming presence for the community while also helping to clarify space for its users, ultimately making the library more accessible. As architects try to help contribute to the climate crisis conversation, we must become advocates for the thoughtful reuse of existing buildings. The alterations made in this project will ensure that this building is an important center for its community into the future." Merit Award 2, Stony Brook Medical and Research Translation, MART, Building and New Bed Tower by AECOM. The MART Building and New Bed Tower brings together new and existing facilities. The main facade of the MART is a striking glass curtain wall with a vertical stripe pattern. The New Bed Tower has a minimalist curtain wall featuring a strong horizontal metal reveal at each level, providing contrast to the MART facade. The jury was quick to understand that this project, while very complex in nature, has an elegant and simple plan organization that reinforces the visitor's experience. So often, additions to existing healthcare facilities result in a chaotic sequence of spaces as you navigate between an existing building and later additions. This project has the opposite effect. The new circulation pattern establishes an order that was previously missing. The jury named the following projects as winners of Honor Awards, the highest level of award, which recognizes projects with distinctive character and outstanding merit. Our first Honor Award goes to DC Water Headquarters by Smith Group. The new LEED Platinum headquarters for DC Water, the sewer and water utility, demonstrates that modern civic architecture can be both beautiful and functional in its pursuit of sustainability. The project reimagines an entirely paved urban location and an operational water and sewage treatment facility, while returning the landscape to a functioning ecosystem. The project features an innovative wastewater thermal recovery system, used here for the first time in a U.S. office building. The jury commented, "Design excellence, sustainable design, resiliency, and community impact were the metrics used to score projects during deliberations, and this project achieved high marks in all three. We were particularly impressed that the design team was able to elevate a project typology that is sometimes forgotten, a critical piece of infrastructure shrouded by a complex layering of office and communal spaces, capped by a roof deck which acts as an extension of the waterfront below." Honor Award to A Virginia Farmhouse by Muse Architects. This project is a renovation of and addition to an existing farmhouse and a new guest cottage, garage, and pool. The 40-acre farm belongs to a family who has visited the house on weekends and summers for many years. They desired a home that would provide space for all three generations to visit. On this rural site, the structures were organized to create defined exterior spaces as well as interior spaces. The new and renovated buildings were arranged to open themselves toward the surrounding mountains. The jury commented, "A very thoughtful and skillfully designed project. The respect for the original farmhouse shows with a careful, sympathetic addition. The guest house finds its own voice, yet stays in the family. The siting in the open finds an urban sensibility amongst the collection of figures that binds experience into a kind of ensemble." From all the entries, the jury selected 2 projects for Gold Awards, or Best in Show, our top award. The winner of the non-residential Gold Award is 4747 Bethesda Avenue by Shalom Baranas Associates. 4747 Bethesda stimulates the public realm and creates an iconic image for JBG Smith's new national headquarters. Located along a zoning fault line in a district undergoing dramatic change, this project mediates the neighborhood's scale and height transitions while demonstrating how design can establish a sense of place. The building design features 3 interlocking volumes of varying scales that address the transitional character of the neighborhood. The primary material is an anodized steel facade in a statuary bronze patina. Outdoor spaces for tenants take advantage of the stepped volumes. The jury commented, "When one approaches a modern building like this, the experience is sometimes thinned. The telltale details are then too often caulk joints. Not so with 4747 Bethesda Avenue. This project is an essay on how to make a modern building that gets richer and richer as you get closer. The building is skillfully shaped and alive in its appeal to its neighbor buildings, the sun, clouds, and sky. Conceiving of a shape and skin with detail that is alive and elusive ensures presence in our experience. The exquisite detailing of the facade adds depth and texture with a precision that's not commonly seen on buildings of this scale. The skillful incorporation of the existing building was well crafted, consistent in language, yet clearly distinguishable from the addition." And the winner of the Residential Gold Best in Show residential project is House, Pool, and Garden by McInturf Architects. This urban house was designed by setbacks, as the long, thin footprint occupies every legal inch of the site. The pool parallels the house, which opens up almost entirely to this single side. Inside, pulling the second floor back from the garden facade allows full-height window walls, while terraces and porches connect the house and garden along its entire length. Neither the house nor the garden or pool would make sense without the others. As plantings mature, the house will visually claim the entire site, making a virtue out of a zoning necessity. The jury commented, "A very refined design. Both interior and exterior are extremely well conceived and executed. The house and garden are beautifully integrated. The richness of the building section is supported by the thoughtful, well-crafted detailing, which is consistent throughout the interior. The interior spaces really are exceptional, and the understated material and color palette are a beautiful underscore to the integral character of the simple but impactful architectural moves. Sensible site planning helped maximize the potential of a restrictive lot. The interiors play with volume and daylighting in a skillful way. It's clear the architects and builders of this project maintained a dialogue which allowed a level of craft to be held through the construction process."
Thank you, Scott. And on behalf of the jury and myself, we want to thank the architects of Potomac Valley for some great work and letting us participate and review it and hopefully acknowledge some really excellent work. But as I said to start off with, there are 56 projects, and there were 56 really good projects. So thank you all. We feel like architects are well trained to be world builders. We look at a circumstance, we think of all the variables to make a better world, and then we have the skill and wherewithal to craft that world. That skill set is magical. We don't always use it to our best advantage as human beings, for our communities, for the well-being of the most needy in our communities, or our environment. If we are truly skilled to be world builders, then the challenge is, how do we use our skills well? How do we build well? How do we care for the needy in our communities? How do we care for our environment? So for us, Ann and I talk about public good. Every project is measured by this shorthand. How do we advance public good? And then in every project, the answer to that question is different. But we ask that question of every project, and it is always really, achieving some measure of social or environmental equity, some measure of sustainability and responsibility for our environment, and then also some measure of success economically. Do we add jobs to the community? Do we change the appraisal rates of land near our properties? Do we make a profit ourselves and sustain our ability to do this work? So I think I would, if I could say anything to other architects, I would say use our skills more broadly with a greater sense of aspiration for the consequences of our work, because they are very large, and they're often larger than we think.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, because if you look around at even just our physical world today, most architects aren't happy with it, but it was created by us as a profession. And
yep,
that's not a very happy situation. Yeah, there's stellar examples, of course.
And it's a sad thing that architecture as a profession is celebrated, that we celebrate the novelty, that we don't know, we don't always know how to celebrate quality. Because sometimes quality is quiet. It's not loud. You know, sometimes just a really simple, good building is maybe the most profound contribution a community could get, but yet it gets overlooked in design awards programs. So this is one of the other things we looked at in all of your projects, is we were looking for quality. We were trying to not be fooled by novelty. We were trying to look for serious architects that were thinking about their context, thinking about the character of space they were making, and thinking about their clients, and thinking about buildings as a contribution to a community, not necessarily a figure to command attention by itself. I can tell you I'm involved in a really interesting new group that I would encourage every architect to look into, which is Architects Declare, which is a group of architects creating, building a United States version of what is a global growing group of a grassroots effort to help make a better world. And Architects Declare is a declaration of working on the conjunction of three problems: one, the climate problem; two, the loss of biodiversity; and three, the inequities of social and environmental inequities that we have in our environment. So anybody can look it up. U.S. Architects Declare. It's just getting started, and we're about to have a town hall meeting on September 24th and open it up. But the idea is that we build a resource that is not a scoring system, nothing that can be compromised or co-opted by the marketplace, but a resource for all architects to share best practices and learn from each other. How do we make sustainable, low carbon footprint buildings? How do we expand rather than shrink biodiversity? And how do we combat social and environmental injustice? So we're building something that I think is a flat playing field that everyone can share. So I would encourage everybody to look at it.
Congratulations to all our Excellence in Design Awards winners, and thanks to Roy Decker and the jury members for their excellent work. Hello, I'm Deborah Bilo, and I'm President-elect of AIA Potomac Valley. One of the great traditions of our annual Design Awards ceremony is our napkin sketch contest, where attendees sketch architectural concepts on napkins. This year, since we're unable to meet in person, we've adapted the contest to the pandemic environment we live in, and asked participants to sketch on a spare mask their concept on the theme, "How can architecture influence justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion?" The winning sketch was submitted by Antonio Rebello, and we also have a runner-up, Brittany Williams. Congratulations to both our winners for your amazing sketches. And thanks to LSY Architects and Laboratory Planners for sponsoring this year's Mask and Sketch Contest. LSY Architects and Lab Planners is a full-service architecture and laboratory planning firm specializing in the design of state-of-the-art facilities for science and research. Since the firm's inception in 1999, LSY has provided critical master planning, programming, and design services for over 4 million square feet of research space for prestigious healthcare, higher education, and other institutional clients. LSY also partners with other architects to provide the firm's lab planning expertise in support of their projects and clientele.
This year, we are excited to announce an initiative undertaken in partnership with the other AIA chapters in Maryland to enhance the visibility and value of our design award-winning projects. We are creating a new online gallery dedicated to the winning projects selected by our awards jury and by those of the other Maryland components, AIA Baltimore, AIA Chesapeake Bay, and AIA Maryland. We thank our generous sponsors for helping to make this happen. We'll be sharing more information on this initiative later this year, so please watch for updates.
Since 1999, Home and Design Magazine has been the region's premier showcase for fine home design. We offer a voice for the design community and encourage consumers to choose design professionals. See more at homeanddesign.com.
We're going to end our presentation as we began it by looking to the future of architecture. Developing young leaders is critical to our profession and our chapter. So each year, AIA Potomac Valley selects an emerging leader who exemplifies the highest qualities of leadership. We're very pleased to announce that this year's winner is Maria Fernanda Farieta.
Good evening, all. My name is Sharia Talat, and I'm honored to introduce the recipient of our Outstanding Emerging Professional Award, Ms. Maria Farieta. As a professor and practitioner, I've had the privilege of teaching and mentoring for over 20 years in architecture, construction, and design. And I've followed former students as they progress through their careers in education and in profession and practice. And I've employed some as interns. I've referred others to local firms, and I've watched many progress on that path towards professional licensing. So working in these dual roles, I've been privileged to enjoy a unique perspective on our evolving profession. And Maria embodies the qualities of an emerging professional that will ensure the relevance of our profession and continuing to shape environments that are responsive to both local and global needs. There are many reasons that Maria is deserving of this award. She has consistently demonstrated a commitment to excellence with an exceptional motivation to learn throughout her education. She's creative, she is disciplined, curious, and determined as an individual with a passionate focus on becoming an architect. She's overcome obstacles and impediments that many gifted students from other countries have encountered. Maria's drive and determination, her passion for design, and her dream of becoming an architect have guided her past those obstacles. Another important component in Maria's career and Maria's training has been her ability to secure an internship. Internship is an important component in the education of an architect as it rounds out what we learn in the academy and applies it in an integrative way to professional practice. And I think that that's very important. A lot of local firms in our chapter and other chapters sponsor students from schools after they graduate or during their tenure as students. And I think that's an important component. I'd like to cite Grimm & Parker because Grimm & Parker have given Maria the opportunity to extend her education into the professional realm and continue to educate, mentor, and support her as she goes through her career. I think Maria embodies all those qualities that we wish for in the next generation of architects. Her belief in ongoing education, her willingness to enthusiastically do the work, and her passion for architecture, making her an outstanding selection for the 2020 Emerging Professional Award. Congratulations, Maria.
Thank you so much, Professor Talat, for such a wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, members of the AIA Potomac Valley Chapter and guests. It is my pleasure to address you today and accept with honor and utmost gratitude the 2020 Emerging Leader Award. I receive it as a recognition of my short trajectory in the world of architecture and also as a great motivator to continue growing and contributing to this laudable profession. There have been so many people that have marked my career along this journey, and for them, I'm extremely grateful. I sincerely thank my parents for all their teachings, efforts, unconditional support, and above all, for moving to this country when I was 12 years old in search of better opportunities for me and my two little brothers, who also happen to be taller than me, so I don't know if I can call them little anymore. But all of that has motivated me to persevere, seize every opportunity, and reach my goals. I'm very grateful for my aunts, uncles, siblings for always being there for me. I'd like to thank my professors and directors from Montgomery College and from the University of Maryland for everything they've taught me, for challenging me, for motivating me to be detail-oriented, for stimulating my creativity, acknowledging my efforts, and supporting me through every new opportunity. Infinite thanks for mentoring me every step of the way. Finally, I would like to thank my colleagues, classmates, friends, and in general, each and every person that has contributed to who I am today. These people are people whom I continue to learn from on a daily basis. So this award is certainly not just mine, it's ours. Let's strive to continue to work diligently, ethically, and determinedly to impact society in a positive manner. Thank you.
Congratulations to Maria. That's the end of our 2020 awards show, except for one remaining important announcement. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to all of our winners. Now we'll go live to Jason to announce the winner of our raffle.